Hey, this is Augie, Augie's Locker Room. When you come to the store, you're going to see things that you've probably never seen before unless you've been to a museum. Great items that go back to the Rockney era to the present. Website, augieslockerroom.com. Visit us here or the website.
Tim O'Malley and Tim Prister for Irish Illustrated, a couple hours before Notre Dame takes on Wisconsin at Soldier Field. And Notre Dame has just taken the field for their pregame prayer. Tim Priester's in concussion protocol at home right now. But Tim, what are you looking for in terms of some early indicators? We've talked about this for more than a week, I think, some early indicators that this could go Notre Dame's way.
Yeah, I'm constantly concussed, Tim. Well, of course, the news that Irish Illustrated revealed this morning, we do not expect Kurt Hinish to play a nose tackle. Howard Cross moves in the starting lineup. Jacob Lacey, Aiden Keanana expected to fill in there. That's significant. There's no doubt about that. Notre Dame needs to get the Wisconsin offense off the field. They possess the football like nobody else in the country right now, and without Hinish to do it, it'll be a lot more difficult. But let me just say this: I don't expect Faion Hicks, Wisconsin's best cover corner, to play either. He didn't play 2 weeks ago, so it's a give and take, and that's an advantage that Notre Dame would have to take advantage of.
You mentioned possession. I think it's kind of the catch-22 Tommy Rees and Brian Kelly have is it's going to be hard to extend drives against this Wisconsin defense, but you can't have a lot of 3 and outs. It's the mixture of run and pass and taking the shots, I think, is the key to Notre Dame's offense today.
Yeah, I'm not of the mindset to say abandon the run. You have to find ways to be creative with it, but I think certainly Notre Dame's going to throw the ball down the field, especially if Hicks is not available and they've had some issues at safety. I really strongly feel that Kevin Austin Jr. has a big day. That was, although we haven't seen him very often, we looked at last week's performance as atypical, and Jack Cohn was a little bit off target as well. But I think Kevin Austin Jr. has a big day. You don't take 7-step drops against this defensive front. It's a lot more quicker stuff. And I think Notre Dame's wide receiver core, their seniors, in addition to what Avery Davis did last week, I think those guys bounce back and have a good day.
For Wisconsin offensively, it's strength versus strength with Notre Dame's front seven, but I don't know if we talked enough about the challenge they might have passing against Notre Dame if Notre Dame can get to win on first down and have a little bit of pass rush on Graham Mertz, because he has not been able to stretch the field this season and really dating back through most of last year either.
I really think Wisconsin has a more difficult time moving the football than Notre Dame, not on the ground, but in general. I don't see them throwing for a whole bunch of yards and being successful. And Tim, ultimately, you and I were leaning towards picking Wisconsin earlier in the week. We both ended up picking Notre Dame. What tipped me, and I always have to go to Friday because there's so many details to analyze, Wisconsin's lost 9 times as a favorite since 2018. They're a heavy favorite today, surprising for a lot of people. I just, in a battle of Brian Kelly against Paul Chryst, I'm going to go with Brian Kelly.
And we probably didn't talk about this enough this week. Tyler Buckner's status is, in our opinion, uncertain when you have a hamstring, not a pull, but a hamstring strain the week before and you're a running quarterback. I think we both agree that they could really use him on a 3, 4, 5 drives to kind of loosen up Wisconsin's defense and get some semblance of the running game you're talking about going.
There's no doubt. I might be a little bit more optimistic that he'll be ready to go for them. And we've clearly seen in the last couple games that when he comes in, it does tend to open things up for the running game. And this is an opponent that you need to find ways to open up the running game. Jet sweeps, screen passes, everything that Tommy Rees can come up with creatively is in order today against Wisconsin.
That's it for us pregame. We'll be back postgame with more Irish Illustrated instant analysis.